Putin was banking on NATO being split. NATO has never been more united than it is today.
Allies in a united show of force against Vladimir Putin. President Biden on his way here to Poland right now, and he is pushing European leaders to isolate Putin even more by cutting off their dependency to Russian oil.
President Biden with European allies making a big promise that could help them and hurt Moscow, saying the U.S. will ramp up shipments of gas to Europe so countries are less dependent on Russian oil.
Putin has issued Russia's energy resources to coerce and manipulate its neighbors. That's how he's used it. He's used the profits to drive his war machine.
Allies gathered at NATO headquarters for that emergency meeting where President Biden stood firm in his decision to not send American troops to Ukraine.
Sir, you've made it very clear in this conflict that you do not want to see World War III. But is it possible that in expressing that so early that you were too quick to rule out direct military intervention in this war? Could Putin have been emboldened knowing that you are not going to get involved directly in this conflict?
No one knows.
Ukraine's President Zelensky joining the summit virtually, pleading for help, saying NATO has yet to show what the alliance can do to save people. President Biden announcing new sanctions on more than 400 Russian lawmakers, state-owned defense companies, and dozens more Russian elites. The president insisting NATO's unity will ultimately defeat Putin.
Russia is tightening its grip now on Mariupol, now giving out humanitarian aid to the very people they have made homeless, part of a clear aim now to permanently occupy the city. This, as we are now seeing for the first time, the aftermath of that attack on Mariupol's theatre, where hundreds were thought buried under the rubble.
It was the attack that shocked the world, and new images circulating online this morning now show the immediate aftermath of the bombardment on Mariupol's theatre. This is what it had looked like, reduced to this: the elderly covered in debris, people unsure where to turn for safety. Now, Russia's dark ambition for the city clear: permanent occupation. But Ukrainian fighters aren't giving up. Russian state television showing these images of Russian troops fighting in the streets. This video circulating on social media, a driver weaving through a residential street, blown up cars littering the neighborhood. As Russia gives out aid to the very people it's made homeless, a top Russian official has said they're here to stay. Civilians across the country targeted. This video shows pyrotechnic units from Chernihiv removing unexploded objects from people's homes. This coming after the Ukrainian Navy said they destroyed this massive Russian cargo ship in the port city of Berdansk, just miles west of Mariupol. A month of fighting and the fierce Ukrainian resistance battles on, pushing Russian forces back now more than 40 miles away from Kyiv. To the east, Russian forces have been unable to use ground forces to take Kyiv, Ukraine's second largest city. They've resorted to aerial bombardments with no signs of letting up. Homes seen here leveled, their residents trying to extinguish the flames with buckets of water. 76-year-old Victor describing the moment of the strike, saying, and then all of a sudden the ceiling started to fall on me. This video shows the aftermath of a Russian strike outside of a shopping center where humanitarian aid and food was being distributed. You can see a missile still lodged in the ground after the attack. The city's mayor saying it killed 6 people and 17 were injured.